What's up, everybody? It's the 30s perspective.
Hey!
Ow. We got B Mike. And
So,
I'm your girl, Sherelle Unique here. And we just gonna shoot the breeze for now. And, then maybe we'll get into our topic a little later.
you want to start with the icebreaker we got on deck?
Yeah, we can start with the icebreaker.
You want to talk about it? Or want me to talk about it?
Well, okay, so I know it's about Cardi B flashing everyone on Instagram. I don't know a whole lot about what happened. I mean, I don't know if it's a long story or not. I just know that she accidentally flashed her boobs. But I do think that Cardi B, if she wanted to show her boobs, she could just show them. She gives us enough to where she gives us enough body to where and she's a stripper, and so like
she used to be a stripper. That's why she can't do that no more. That's why.
She's a former stripper, so I do believe it was an accident. I do believe that if she truly, really, really wants to show her boobs, that she would. Now I don't know anything about the Twitter rant or anything else. I don't know anything else.
So they're kind of unrelated, sort of. They're loosely related. So the whole nip slip, where her titties all out. Now, here's the issue with that one. So according to her storyline with this, is that she was checking out, like she's using her phone as a mirror to check out her lip to see if it was swollen or not, right?
Oh, her lip did look a little weird.
Yeah, right. So she said that's what it was about. The weird part is she's holding it real far away. Like it's still a half body pic. You don't kind of do that to like look at your lip.
Well, maybe she was checking out herself.
Well, maybe. So here's how it ended up on the internet. So apparently she was looking at herself, and she was done, and she went to like close the app, and she hit the upload button on accident, which is weird because it's Instagram. If you have Instagram, you know you gotta go through like 3 different screens to upload anything. But she said like she went to close the app, it started uploading, she panicked, where she's telling Offset, "Oh no, hey, oh no, it's uploading," and he's like, "No, don't do that." And then so her panicked response to her uploading this titty pic while it's in the middle of uploading, she turns her phone off. That's her response. Her panicked response was turning off her phone. Now, anyone who has a smartphone, which is like all of us, we know that it takes longer to shut your phone down than it is to hit the cancel button on Instagram. And yeah, so she goes to shut her phone down. It uploads anyways. The phone shuts off, and then she takes time, of course, to reboot her phone, get it turned back on. And by the time she got to delete it, the world has seen all the nipples. Now, part of the reason beyond that, the reason why people were flipping out a little bit, and she was getting body shamed, was since she's had a kid, body changes. Her areolas are like 5 times bigger than what they were before.
Okay, wait a minute. She was getting body shamed?
She was getting body shamed. Because, like, people were showing before pics, because there are pics of her as a stripper that are out there circulating the internet. And they were, like, areolas was real small. They was whatever. And then now they're, like, size of pancakes, which is normal. Ain't no problem. That's cool. Whatever. Even she was making fun of them. She said they look all salami big. She made fun of them when she came back. But they were body shaming and things. She deleted the picture.
Let me ask you a question.
Sure.
Did you see the picture?
Yes, I did see the picture. It's the internet. You can see anything. If 2 girls, 1 cup is up there, you can see Cardi B's titties. It's not a...
I mean, do they look weird to you?
They don't look weird, but there is a definite difference between what she was, a decade ago, and now that she's a mom and she's, I don't know how old is Cardi, 31, some
No,
show's Cardi.
she's like 28, 27.
28, whatever. She's
Yeah.
older. Body chains, areolas are much bigger now.
And that's it. They don't look weird.
They don't look weird. I mean, I feel like I want to show you.
You don't have to show me.
You're asking, so instead of answering all these questions, you just check them out for yourself.
Well, the reason why I'm asking is I'm trying to figure out what the body shaming part was for, because people, women have different sized areolas. Like, that's a normal part of life.
You. You're right. You are correct. Now, I guess for them it was.
I don't see what the big deal is as far as shaming. Now, noticing that there's difference here is one thing.
All right. So, can you see this?
Oh, yeah. Okay.
You see the difference?
Yeah, I see it.
Yeah.
She had a child. What the heck is wrong with
people? I know. I got you. I understand, but that's a before and after pic. So I know what you're saying. Yeah. To me, it's expected. Like, it's what it is. But
yeah, like, I don't understand why somebody even felt the need to do a comparison. Like,
of course they are.
Women's bodies change.
Yeah. And this is why there's a lot of, was it body dysmorphia in there, and people are doing all these surgeries and stuff, is because anything like that, anything close to that happening, people are clowning, they're dissing, they're trying to build themselves up by tearing somebody else down. It's a lot of that, man. It's a lot of that happening.
Yeah, like, it's like, for what? She's not, I could see if she was different than other people in the sense of having big areolas, but she's not. Women have big areolas and small areolas. Like, what is the big deal? People go real crazy.
Alicia's here just in time to talk about Cardi B's areolas.
Right. What? I believe that it was some kind of freak accident, because I just feel like Cardi. I just feel like Cardi would show her nipples. She's free enough in her spirit. She's free-spirited enough to show her nipples if that's what she really wanted to do.
But all right, that's fine. But to be on this to say you're checking your lip out,
I gotta keep putting it up to the screen.
That's not because I need you to understand. Like, you don't. If you take a look at your lip, you don't put it all the way down to show half your body, though.
Well, yeah, but okay. Gosh, I don't want to be. I'm trying to think of what to say.
Say it.
Be real. That's what you want to be. Be real.
So, me and my great grandmother. Look, if you're related to me, delete this. Okay, stop it now. So me and my great grandmother, one of the conversations that we would laugh about before she passed, in most recent conversations, would be like how I don't have any clothes on at home. Like, I don't sleep with no clothes on. I don't have no clothes on at home usually. I know that's a lot of business to tell.
Because I'm free.
For my more conservative viewers, but I'm single. I ain't got no kids. I live alone. Why would I have clothes on? So me and my great grandmother would laugh about that, because she was like, I would never. She's like, don't do that anymore, okay? Just don't. So like, we would laugh about it, because she's like, I would never. In 97 years, I would never ever do that.
Wait, so she's telling you, even when you're by yourself, don't you be naked in front of yourself.
She had a slip on. She was sleeping in her slip.
She's sleeping in her slip.
Hold up.
Right. She had a whole system.
She comes from a generation where they had like nightcaps they would sleep in and shit.
Yeah. So
blinking, and nod.
It got to a point where she would ask me, like, before I was like, she's like, you ain't sleeping with no clothes on, are you? So it would be an inside joke between the two of us, because we'd be laughing, because she'd be like, why? So Okay, so then say I was trying to look at something on my face. I might look down and see, okay, is this, or for those who send nudes, is this a
I got
nudable?
you.
You know, you might look
Right.
to see what you, because women are kind of vain. You might be looking to see what you looking like.
I got you. But she
You
said
know,
she's looking at her lip.
but what I'm saying is, it could have started with the lip, like, oh, my lip's swollen. But this body is doing it today. Like, that's,
Here it is.
I don't know about other women, but that in my head it makes sense, because when you looking to see what your body looking like, okay, I'm popping today, and while you looking at your lip, you done ventured off to see what everything else looking like.
Okay, but again, the
And so to
accident.
me, I just feel like, if she and because it could have been a hot nude picture for Offset later.
But cool,
I just
fine.
feel like I don't understand how the freak accident occurred, but I just
Let
feel
me
like,
tell you something. Let me tell you something. I'm gonna just throw it out there.
There
It
it
wasn't
is.
no accident. It ain't
Yo,
no
see, that's the point I'm trying to say,
period
because
point blank. It
it's
ain't no
posted on
accident.
Instagram, right?
There's
We-
been many
Yo.
times,
Talk about
Sherelle, that
Cardi
I
B.
have did exactly what you're talking about. There are many times that I have done that, but I ain't never accidentally post that.
Yo, come on, man. Like, we know.
Alicia, though, I ain't never accidentally posted, but I always feared that I would.
Oh, come on.
Don't get me wrong.
You
That's
gotta
why I
go.
never kept those things in my phone, because
Yo.
I didn't want to
No.
accidentally send
But
the wrong picture or
even if you
upload it
did.
to Facebook. Like, that was always my fear.
But
Like, that
y'all
I
know
would hit
this.
the wrong button. Something
On
will
Instagram, you
happen.
gotta hit several wrong buttons. You gotta go through the filters and the trimming and the crop. Like, there's steps to post it on Instagram.
Yeah, but I've posted too soon before.
But you meant to post it.
Most often.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just considering the person. I just feel like if she
I
really
am.
wanted to show
You're
her
right.
nips,
You're so right. I am considering the person.
She would show her. You know, I mean, in the sense of how free she is and how much body she gives us on Instagram anyway. If she want to show her nips, I think she would just absolutely show them, and she would not hide it behind some accident, because she gives us booty, she gives us boobs all the time. Take that off of here.
I think.
Oh no, if you're accepting of her personality, there you go.
I just think she'd be like, ow, nipples, ow.
I think, honestly, I just think it was purposeful. Like,
So,
and I think that it should.
Yeah.
There shouldn't be no shame. Don't shame it. Don't.
But there's definitely people shaming, and then that's what goes to the Twitter thing about the attention thing. So Twitter, she canceled her account because a lot of the Generation Zs were on there talking a lot of shit, and she canceled her Twitter account.
I mean,
So,
I wouldn't have canceled my Twitter account, because I mean, if you're gonna be bold about yours,
the
be
Z's
bold
are
about
talking
yours.
like, what do the Z's got to do with anything? Like,
well, the Z's are her biggest demographic.
She's a Z, isn't she?
No, she's a junior millennial.
Junior millennial, okay. And I could see her being as young as she is, caring what they have to say.
But her biggest demographic are Z's.
Yeah, and but you just had a baby. You got big areolas. Nobody cares.
They don't know about that.
There's so many men who don't care about that.
Man, for real.
Let me tell you this. I think I just think it's one of those things where if people were more accepting of it, she wouldn't have had a problem with it. But because people are kind of like, whoa.
Well, you know what? If she always had big areolas, it wouldn't be an issue either. But she had tiny ones, and now she got big ones.
If this was Germany, when I was in Germany,
or France.
Oh yeah, areolas was on TV. Like, it's in a normal commercial.
What's those countries where like the weather girl is like butt naked telling you about the weather?
No, I've never heard of that.
What? Oh, they're just see. education.
But I'm not shocked. I'm not shocked to hear that because it is accepting in other countries, to have your body out. And for this country, you would think that it would be with
right, but it's
everything else
not.
they're trying to accept.
We so worried about that, but yet our first lady got whole nudes on the internet. So
How, Sway?
I'm not trying to
Sway?
hear that. I'm not like.
So I'm about to go grab my food. So I'm gonna go off camera for just a second. But when I come back, we're gonna come back with our topic, which is the 2020 election.
Lord have mercy. Pray for
but,
us.
I'm ready. I'm ready.
You're ready. I'm not ready.
I'm not ready either. And Brandon knows this. Alicia may or may not know this. But I don't personally like to discuss politics, especially not publicly. I like to keep.
You know what? I used to be the same way until this current election. And I'm like, if everybody else is bold enough to be out here talking a mess,
I don't know why we keep it such a secret because there's some people like the whole etiquette rules. You don't talk about religion, you don't talk about politics, you don't talk like this is, you don't talk about people's salaries. And I'm like, man, this is why some things are fucked up because nobody wants to talk about them sometimes. Well, sometimes it's a little different, but
I think that the conversation should be had. So let me say that much. I don't choose to talk on them for a number of reasons because, especially not publicly, for a number of reasons. One being there's still a lot that I need to learn before I voice my opinions publicly.
See, I got into, kind of trying to understand politics when Obama was the first election.
Yeah.
Because I needed to know what was going on. Like at that point, it was affecting me.
Yeah. That would be the first time we actually, we were becoming adults.
Right.
And it was like starting to really impact our lives a bit. Because I was in college, very into college when that shit was happening.
No, that was that was what, 06?
Oh no, I just got out of college. That's what happened. I just got out. But still, it was right there like
I just graduated high school.
Okay. Well, either way, we were just becoming adults. That was the first election.
No, maybe it was 08. His first. It was. His first one was 08.
Yeah. So, yeah, I remember that. I recently got out of college, started a family type of thing. Things were, that was fun. Because I remember being down at a bar in Oakland when we found out the results. They didn't even finish counting. Like, he won so many states, they didn't even finish counting for Obama. They just announced it.
I was at my ex-friend. She's now an ex-friend of mine house when I found out. And the reason why she's an ex-friend is a lot of it had to do with our two different views on things, because she feels that we as Black people have opportunities and we need to stop making excuses, and that we need to get over slavery.
Okay. No. I think that there's probably some truth in what she's saying.
No, I don't feel. This is how I feel about that statement, and this is what I told her. I said, you can't tell somebody to get over something of an issue that was never addressed.
Okay, so all right, I agree with you on that one. I think the part I have a problem with is the people in America that still have slave mentalities.
You're
So
right.
even if slavery hasn't been addressed to the extent that it should be, even if certain corrections haven't been done in terms of society and politics and judicial, all that shit, the personal mentalities amongst our community and individuals, all like that could have been changed. The mentality should have been changed, and that I hope that's what she means by that shit. I do.
No, that's not what she meant by that.
All right.
The whole conversation started because we were talking about how I grew up in Plum and how she told me I was given the same opportunities as her. And I said, you're right. I said, but my opportunities always come.
Is she black or white?
She's white.
Oh, the plot.
You need to watch that episode of Dr. Phil.
The plot,
when he had like certain people step forward. If you have poverty in your family, step forward. If you have
different things.
You'll
and
start
the black
to see.
folks are still at the back.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So the plot thickens. I got you. Because she can't genuinely relate. So I see what that's about. But question to you, Alicia, how do you educate people on, that topic if you're no longer friends with them?
Me and her fell out because she took it to Facebook. So this is what happened, and I'll give you the short version of what happened. So we were talking about Philandro, the one that got shot in the car with the gun, and it was registered. And
right.
Okay.
And the girlfriend's stop shooting my boyfriend. He got right. I remember that.
So for those who don't know what I'm talking about, he's the one that got shot, and he had a legal weapon in the car, and he told the police officer about the weapon. And as soon as as he was reaching for his license and his license, because the police officer had asked for it, he also let the cop know that he had a firearm in the car, because that's what you're supposed to do, and that it is registered. The cop drew his weapon and shot him. Okay, point blank. He said he was reaching, but he was he had already asked for the license, but while he was reaching for his license, he let him know. But anyways, so she proceeded to say that, she is a gun holder herself, and that she has been stopped with her weapon in the car before, and she's never had an issue like that. And I said, you never will. 1, you're a white female. 2, you're white.
Alicia.
3,
you're female.
You're privileged. And no cop is going to look at you as a threat, period. And she kind of got mad at that statement because I told her that the cop wouldn't look at her as a threat. She kind of took it like I was saying something ignorant or rude to her. So she went on.
You told her she was weak. She wasn't going to be a threat to nobody. She was tiny and small.
Say I'm wrong.
I didn't say it was wrong. I'm telling you what she was thinking. Hey, devil in a blue dress. I don't know. Whatever.
Exactly. So she went on Facebook on a tangent saying that, Black folks need to get over this, and they need to understand that. Give me a kiss. Good night. They need to understand that I was allotted this. She was talking directly to me, that I was allotted the same privileges that she was, because we went to the same school, which was an all-white school, and that I grew up in a good neighborhood, and that my parents have. And I told her, you don't know anything. I said, you know what I
should have said, Is your family descendants of slaves?
And she had said that her parents struggled just like everybody else's parents struggled. And I said, is that right? I said, because last time I checked, whenever we both got in trouble and you knew the judge because your dad helped her get in the office, you made a phone call. And guess whose charges got dropped? Guess who still has to deal with their charges 15, 16 years later? Me, I do.
What
Why?
charges
Because
were those, Alicia?
oh, that's when we ended up going to some nice lady's house, and she came outside and we were outside and we were exchanging hugs.
How come I feel like there's a whole lot of details missing? So I was on planet Earth and I was breathing, right? And then they was breathing. And then we was breathing together. And then I don't know what happened after that.
Right, exactly. Me neither. So we were exchanging hugs. And we ended up all going and getting charged with 5 different charges. But anyways.
Those are some really intense hugging.
Yeah, it was. I squeezed her too hard. I squozed her too hard when I hugged her like this. You know, I kind of went like this when I went in for the hug.
Yeah, to get a tough love. Yeah,
Right, you know.
Right.
Anyways, but yeah, so she tried to tell me just because I grew up where I grew up that we were allotted the same privileges, and I so kindly let her know that she was so wrong with that. I was like, you have no idea, young lady, what I went through, because I went through a lot in my school. So we had it out over that. And
how is she going to learn anything new if you're no longer her friend, though?
Because she's not willing to learn. She's not the type of person who was willing to listen and learn. I was friends with her for a long time prior to us falling out. And you can't change somebody's view because they're not willing to change it. They're not willing to learn anything different. I am all for the people who are willing to learn and willing.
That's always nice.
Right.
I've kind of tried to stop doing it. But I used to have a really big habit when it came to people like that of bombarding them and attacking their views until I riddled them with so many rhetorical holes there was nothing left. And I've been trying to respect people's views and opinions a lot more lately. But in my 20s, I wouldn't have let that slide. Oh no, we're about to be best friends till you change your fucking mind. And I'm going to bombard you with plenty of questions and statements and facts until something breaks.
Here's what kills me is she didn't even have the wherewithal to know that you just shouldn't even speak on situations that you don't know about.
Right.
Nah, man. But you know what though? I don't want people to hide though.
You cannot speak on this situation.
I don't want her to. I don't like when people hide either though. Like I don't like when people have like just internal monologue that's incorrect because they're afraid to speak up. I'd rather them say it and then we talk about it.
You're right. Yeah. I'd rather people say it and talk about it, but I'm all for people who are willing to learn, or even to say, I respect your view and you can respect mine. And
no, I'm not about that kumbaya, Mr. Rogers shit. Let's battle it out.
No. What I'm talking about, Brandon, is I'm not talking about people's like, fucked up views on, Black folks. I'm talking about people pick, when it comes to politics, people pick who they are most familiar with, like who they can relate to. So if it's more or less like, oh, this person was privileged. I'm privileged. I can go, I got money, they got money. Like a lot of people, like, you
They
know what I mean? Like,
uh-huh.
as far as even Donald Trump, like when it comes to Trump, like a lot of people in America, especially a lot of white folks, can relate to him because they have that same privilege. They have that
Uh-huh.
same
And they
everything.
feel that because of that connection, the decisions he's making is in their best interest.
Right. So, and I'm only trying to understand it from that because I can't relate to either one of them. But anyways, but what I'm saying
Well,
is,
okay.
is that I'm not I'm not going to try to change your mindset because we were brought up two different ways. We were in that sense of things, we have two different struggles. Whether you want to call yours a struggle or not, we have two different struggles, and I can't downplay your struggle just like I don't want you to downplay mine. But when it comes to views of, morals and values, there is no ands, ifs, or buts when it comes to that. Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Well,
I would never teach my
sure.
child hate. I don't want you to teach your child hate. Why would I
Here's a
teach my
question for
child
you.
hate?
Before I pull out my one of my favorite quotes, question: is cannibalism wrong?
Is cannibalism wrong?
Yes.
I mean, it's all in the eyes of the person who it's.
But you said more, morals and stuff as if there's like a set thing of right and wrong, right?
There
Because you
is
said, okay,
everybody has their own set of views of what's right and wrong.
so it's not absolute, right?
Right.
Okay, so that leads me to one of my most favorite quotes. It's about some like old Slavic Russian dude, but the quote is: "There's no such thing as right or wrong, just popular opinion." And that's how laws are made. That's how societal norms are created. The reason why I ask you about cannibalism is because there are and have been civilizations where cannibalism was a normality and a part of their rituals and everything else. But for a lot of us, that's a wrong thing. But the popular opinion within that culture was that. So the issue that we have is not necessarily having the acceptance of other people's mentalities. But the
I look at
problem
it
I
this way,
have,
just like my social work teacher said. She said whenever she went to college, her roommate was from the boondocks of whatever. But this woman is also, my professor is in her mid to late 40s. And her roommate never seen a black person before, only on TV.
I dealt with that.
They didn't have them in their